Hey, we're the leaf cutters, here to lend a hand for novice cigar smokers with tips so grand. Not pros, but we'll guide you right in our Porch Cigar Lounge, light up the night. Reach out, chat along, smoke with us where you belong. So grab a cigar, come on and stay. In our back porch lounge, we'll show you the way. The leaf cutters, together we'll ignite. With tips and tricks, we'll light up your night.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Back Porch Lounge. We are the Leaf Cutters, and we are not professionals, but we are here to help. Today, we have another short story for you. That's where we pretty much just come up with our own shit about a cigar and tell you about it, and then maybe tell you the truth at the end of this show. I don't know. We may not. I mean, who really wants to tell the truth? But to go ahead and kick things off, today I will be smoking the Killer Bee.
That's a rad looking cigar.
Yeah, I've never seen this vitola of this cigar, and I can't hardly find anything about it online either. So it's going to be interesting smoking this one. What you got there, Graham?
I have a La Aroma de Cuba Reserva.
Oh, that's a good cigar. Roberto?
I will be having the Herrera Esteli by Drew Estates.
Nice.
Very nice. Zaki Poo?
I will be having the Malditos Bastardos.
What did it do to you? Why are you calling it a bastard? I guess that's part of your story. I'm hoping it's part
of the story, clearly.
Good.
We'll find out very soon. All right, so mine, the Killer Bee. Mine's more of a conspiracy theory of how this came about. I honestly think that the Killer Bee... Well, let's go ahead and light up. I mean, why not light up before we start getting into these wonderful stories?
I already did. I'm a heathen.
You heathen.
You rebel.
Such heresy.
You're a heathen with a cause of being a heathen. I'm going to light this up. That even looks wicked, lighting it. It's weird. Smells good. But not to have too much dead air here. So my theory is the reason this had to have come about is the person who made this cigar over at Blackwork Studio was a huge fan of Kill Bill. And here's my reasons why.
Hold on.
Yeah, I do say. I mean, of course, the obvious, the black and yellow, come on, synonymous with Kill Bill. Give me a break. It's a Killer Bee, KB, Kill Bill, number 2. All right. Number 3 is also the if you look at the wrapper, it's both light and dark, just like Uma Thurman's outfit. There's another tie-in to Uma Thurman's outfit right there, Kill Bill. And they filmed in Nicaragua. Guess what it's filled with? Nicaraguan tobacco.
It sounds pretty on point. I mean, as far as theories go.
Exactly.
If you look at it where you're smoking it, like at the ember end, it looks like Orenichi's head after it's been cut.
That's a stretch. That's too much of a stretch.
You.
But my final reason that I think that this was inspired by Kill Bill is Killer Bee itself. Okay, what is the name of the main character in Kill Bill?
Beatrice.
Beatrix
the bride.
Kiddo. Beatrix Kiddo. Killer Bee, because she was also an assassin. Motherfucker.
What was her? What was the snake? The deadly viper snake that
Oh,
she
yeah,
was.
the black
Was it
mamba.
Black Mamba. Yeah.
The Black Mamba,
Right.
which it is a Maduro cigar,
Further proving my
Further
point.
cementing my point that
At
this
this
was
point-
inspired by Kill Bill.
At this point, get the cops. Like this is copyright infringement. We need to press charges on behalf of Tarantino.
Right? On behalf of Tarantino, we need to say something.
Good cigar
So-
is what we're gonna say. We're not gonna do the
Yeah.
not gonna do the cop thing. We apologize. I didn't mean that.
Oh, so I shouldn't call? I'll put my phone down.
All right. So before we get into Grimm's story here, what are we thinking on First Light?
So far, so good.
Yeah.
I'm having to say the same thing. This one is definitely lit up really well. Has a smooth draw. I mean, extremely easy draw on it.
Same.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of scary how easy the draw is, but it definitely packs kind of a little punch to it, like Beatrix Kiddo in Kill Bill.
Clearly on point with the brand.
How about you, Grimm? How's yours
Um,
lighting up?
I would probably take mine out to dinner at the very least. You know, see where it
Oh,
goes.
that's sweet.
Yeah, I'm not swiping whichever direction is wrong because that fucking
You're not swiping left?
I don't know what that means, to be honest with you. I just hear that from time to time and think it's relevant.
Fair enough.
Is it
How about
not?
you, Robert? What are you thinking? Your first light up.
Well, first, let me get this out of the way. Cardamom, 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 cardamom. Now that that's done, the light up was smooth, burns even, perfect intake, perfect outtake, very delectable cigar.
All of Robert's parts in this podcast will just be beeped out in post.
What does it keep saying? I don't understand. It just says beep, beep. It's like they turned him into
Pretty
beeper.
much.
Me.
All right, Zach. What about you, buddy?
The smoke is like, it's got a really good draw. It's not like overly open or overly restricted, but the smoke output is light. Like, it doesn't feel very thick when I'm rolling it around, and getting a little bit of spice from it. Not quite sure what kind of spice yet, but just a little bit of that tingly spice.
Nice. All right. So, Grim, let's hear your story about your lovely cigar there.
I have to come up with a story.
I mean, you
This
You don't
have to.
have to.
This was the cigar of Dan Cherry. Dan Cherry was a private investigator in the 1930s, and he had what were known as Dan Cherry and the Cherry Poppers, and they would go around and they would solve crimes, and whenever they solved a crime, he liked this particular cigar because I don't know if you guys can see this pretty well, but that was his mistress. And he missed her. That's why it's mistress. And that was cheesy for me, shit. And he wanted to be reminded of her whenever he had a victory in the name of. Like the one time he found out that the dockers union group down at the docks, they were peddling heroin to elementary kids. He stopped that because he's a champion.
In our hearts as well.
In our hearts as well. So Dan Cherry is the reason I'm smoking this cigar, because he is a legend, and I think we should all praise him, at least one way or another. Yeah. Toast his grave,
Thank you.
or whatever you do.
Thank you, Dan.
Don't forget the cherry poppers. Thank you.
Which
Thank you, Dan, and the cherry.
reminds me of the band, the Cherry Poppin' Daddies, and then like all the songs that were around that time period in the 90s. And that kind of swing resurgence.
Squirrel Nut Zippers, Cherry Poppin' Daddies.
Zoot Suit Daddies? Or was that?
No, that's Zoot Suit Riot, and that was
Zoot
by...
Suit Right.
Oh, who did that one? I think it was the Cherry Poppin' Daddies that did Zoot Suit Riot.
But there was two that, like...
Big Bad Voodoo Daddies.
That was the one I was trying to think of. Big Bad Voodoo Daddies. Yeah, that's the one that I had in the album.
Yep. Squirrel Nut Zippers.
Yep.
That's all that's coming to mind right now, but yeah. All right. Well, thank you for that story, Grim. Roberto, what about your cigar?
Okay, well, as we enter into the lab of young Isaac Herrera, we find him one day hard at work trying to come up with the perfect blend of tobaccos to put into a cigar. Being as it was August in Georgia and hot as balls, his wife entered into the room, his wife Esteli. And her first words were, "My, it's kind of stuffy in here." So she went to the window and opened it up. As chance would have it, at that precise moment, a strong wind blew into the room and blended all of the tobaccos. Young Isaac, at a loss for what to do, said, "I'll just put them all into a cigar." Put them into a cigar, and we have the Herrera Esteli. And the band is blue because that's the color of the dress his wife was wearing. So this little happy accident came from that very day.
I have questions.
Okay.
I also have questions.
Did they make sweet
How
love
did they get the
after
mixture
this?
right afterwards?
What's that?
How did they get the mixture right afterwards?
Well, he took all the tobaccos that he had on his desk, and he said that must be why the cigar is so good. And he just reblended.
He just put them all together. He didn't even like measure them or nothing.
Nope.
It's like fuck science for the rest of the cigar's life.
Pretty much.
20 years, we're gonna have a completely different formula. It doesn't matter.
Correct.
Yeah,
Ever changing, just like a woman.
I like. What?
Wow.
It changes. The whole story was because of a woman.
So you're saying that once he found a different woman, he put different types of tobacco on his desk. It's going to be the mixture.
I like that.
She's
idea.
the one. The gods will let me know.
I like
They'll
that.
reblend a cigar for me if she's the right one.
I think that's a fair assessment. Completely fair.
Whoa, man.
Right. Well, after that riveting story, how about you, Zach?
I don't know that I've got
It's hard
anything
to
quite as
follow.
creative as
It's
you
hard
all
to
do, but obviously Malditos, his parents were not married, hence he's a bastardito. But also, he liked to kick people in the shins, and as a child, and became known throughout the land as a bastardito.
It's simple, but it's true. You know, that's the truth.
In previous short stories, we've discussed what potential tobaccos are in the cigar. I have not looked up this cigar. This was a gift from Andy a while ago, and has been sitting in my humidor for a while. I don't know how long. Do you all want to guess what tobaccos are in your cigars, or have you looked them up?
Well, since I
mine?
know it was definitely Nicaragua because that's where they filmed Kill Bill.
It's a
Definitely
Puro.
Nicaragua. It's a Puro.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
100%
say-
Nicaraguan.
I'm going to say it came from where Dan Cherry died on his last expedition where he didn't come home in Ecuador because he got killed by, I want to probably say a puma.
Puma killed him. Wow.
Yeah, he didn't go out in a great way. He was eating, and it was slow.
Dang.
Yeah. Yeah,
Crims
that's
are
I don't
scary.
have the slightest clue.
Well, I mean, when the whirlwind of wind was in there, you don't know what it's made of. It's
Exactly. That's why I don't have the slightest clue.
It's extremely limited edition.
That's what I asked about measurements, because how do they recreate this shit?
Well, he knew what he had on his desk, so he just kind of eyeballed.
Just-
but it's still a secret blend.
Even to him.
Yep.
I think you got too
You're
much
so
of
stupid.
tobacco A in there. How do you know? I don't know. Back to smoke.
Let's just sell it, see if we can get some money for it.
Just put the label on it. People will buy it. It's like Coca-Cola. Nobody knows what's in it. They just go for the label.
That's it. You put that image in front of somebody so many times, you're bound to get one or two people getting it.
You know, I don't even like Coke, and every once in a while I'll get to the gas station window or whatever and be like, Coca-Cola sounds nice. I want to support those polar bears. You know, from the
See?
from the commercials. Because every time you buy a Coca-Cola, they say polar bear.
Yep. And a penguin.
Wow, I did not know
Even
that.
though, factual story, polar bears and penguins do not exist in the same part of the world.
There's no penguins in the North Pole?
No, sir.
Interesting.
No
They're
penguins
up
on
in
the
the
North
South
Pole.
Pole and like everywhere else, but not interesting.
We
I
have
did
them in
not know
Georgia, but they are definitely not up in the North Pole.
Okay. There you go.
You know, if
I won't
you
fact check
actually
it either.
if you return a Coca-Cola, instead of returning the animal back to the wild, they just end it. You know, they're like, look, we're not getting reimbursed to put you back, so you're just done, buddy.
We're having polar bear tonight.
Or it's having you. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Not my cup.
So Robert wanted to bring up a question to us IT people
Oh.
about something that happened recently in the news.
Yes, recently in the news, I had heard that one day at Hartsfield Airport, which is near to me, they came in and nothing was working. No flights were going out, nothing. What exactly happened with that whole computer fiasco?
You want to answer that, Zach, or you want me to answer it?
Sure, I'll give my 2 cents, although I've kind of avoided reading about it much. My
Grim,
understanding...
Grim has the answer.
Oh,
It was terrorists.
Okay, that's the answer. We're done.
nice. Cool story.
No, we're not going there. Go ahead, Zach.
So my understanding is there was a bad update, which makes me think that it was not properly tested, which makes me think of a few things that could have happened. One is their QA department was not adequate. 2, somebody did it on purpose. Or 3, it falls back to 1. Their testing process was not adequate. Yeah, I don't see how that went out personally. But I'm also not a software developer, so
Yeah,
And
I do have a different question for the same situation. Now imagine you're one of those people behind the counter at the gate, you know, like checking seats and shit like that. At what point in time during that day did you go, fuck it, take off your vest and just,
that's a good question.
yeah.
like, they had to have a high turnover rate at that point. Like, I just want to know what the point is. Like, did it hit 12:30 and they're like, well, it's lunchtime anyways, and I fucking hate this place, so. Oh, like, seat yourself!
Yeah, I haven't read anything about how the airlines were handling it specifically. I just knew that they couldn't. Their computers were turned off, basically. I mean, they got blue screens, so they couldn't use them.
Yeah.
And that's a really manual process from what I've seen of the fix, which I did watch a little bit of information on that. It's a manual process, and you have to be sitting at the machine. So you have to send a technician or a team of technicians to every computer in the entire airport, which is, I'm guessing, thousands.
Yeah. Well, but also you got to remember, the things that were affected were only from I'm not going to name the company because that's just not cool to do. But that particular company sent out a bad update that affected everybody. All right. It can happen to any software company, honestly.
For sure.
And that's what the importance is of testing things before you send it out. Of course, I don't know exactly what happened, why it blue screen. I don't know what their testing scenarios were. I'm not just putting it off on that. That's as much information as we know. But it can happen. Now, what sucks is when that does happen is the IT department usually gets chaffed, because once they come out with a fix, they are on the hook to try to get that fix implemented to all the terminals. Especially having to do it what we used to call sneaker net, and that's taking a USB drive around to each individual terminal and restore the shit, because you can't do it via your network because it's down. And it's trying to get back into safe mode, try to get the files back on it, try to get it back up, and that sucks. And some people, especially that have been cutting back on their IT departments, have like 1 or 2 people servicing thousands of units.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and you know how long that would take to actually do? So that I do feel bad for the IT departments when stuff like this does happen, because you got to buckle down and go do it because you're affected.
Yeah.
And I'd have sat there if there was only a couple people with me, like I'd have been like in and out jump drives to people and be like, if you're brave enough, just go fix that computer over there. Don't worry, they'll let you touch this, bro. It doesn't matter.
Now, the fix that I saw did not require admin rights, so it's possible that you could have printed off the instructions to a bunch of people and then sneaker netted them around to get it done. But even doing that, if you're dealing with thousands of machines, it's a lot
of traffic, man.
It's a lot.
So does something like that happen often? Like not to places like the airport, but other companies, does that happen often?
I would say at this scale, no. I believe this was the largest outage in recorded history. But it does happen. There are lots of times that a update comes out that from a vendor that's not quite has some unintended side effects. It may fix the thing that it was intended, like a security vulnerability or something like that, but also may break some other component. And that's
like in this case, it broke Windows. It literally broke all Windows that was affected.
Yeah. And the fix was literally delete a file. Go into safe mode, delete a file, from what I understand.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this, Robert. Yes, it doesn't happen that often. But as soon as this did happen, I had a PTSD moment because when I worked for a previous employer, we had a third-party company come in and run a bad script out to all of our units. Sent the script out, didn't test it, and it deleted like 3 files that were inside the Windows directory. So if you rebooted your PC, it blue screened.
Oh.
So within probably 3 hours of him sending that, we had half the company down.
Oh, shit.
And this was a company that serviced multiple companies, so we literally had to get in the car and travel all over the place to get people back online. And it took days of not sleeping, trying to get it done, because honestly, we were a small company, so if we did get them back and going, we were out of business.
Yeah.
Even though it wasn't our fault that it happened, because the software we had on their system was on their system, we were responsible. We had to get everybody back online, and everybody was losing money.
Oh, wow.
So just think that, but 1,000 times more than what happened on this. It's pretty crazy. But to reassure everybody, it wasn't a terrorist attack. It wasn't, anybody attacking us from the outside. It literally was a mistake on this company's part, and it caused everybody to go down.
So I was wrong.
Well,
It's hard.
Yes.
It's hard to prove that you're wrong.
you're absolutely right. It's hard to prove that you were,
Yeah.
maybe somebody slipped in something into that update. Who knows?
All right. Very cool.
I cannot stop smoking this cigar. It is lovely,
Is it?
just like Uma Thurman in Kill Bill. Oh! Also, another fact I just remembered. What's at the bottom of a cigar?
The foot. Wiggle your big toe.
The foot. And guess who has a foot fetish?
Zach?
Quentin Tarantino.
Oh no! Wait.
Oh, that's better.
Well, I mean, you were the first to point it out, Zach. So I'm going to throw that out there. Right.
In hindsight, I very much regret it.
And your eyes got really big when you said foot. So
No, it was the
It did,
the
buddy.
connection.
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
no,
foot.
because we're gonna flash back to a
and
couple episodes ago before, right? Like, what did we say about Zach?
the foot. He has a foot fetish.
That's right.
Just like-
that is the thing you said about me,
Zach has a foot fetish. Yeah.
and
Just
it is
like
a
Quentin Tarantino.
thing I was not aware of.
Just own it, buddy. It's okay.
You have more in common than Tarantino than you thought there, Zach.
He's gonna direct the Leaf Cutter film.
Wow.
Yeah. Sorry, I just volunteered
No.
you.
I'm gonna do it, or Tarantino's gonna do it.
No, you're gonna do it.
Oh,
And
I mean,
will
you
have
can do
my
a
feet out with you.
collaboration.
okay. I mean, Tarantino's kind of a weird guy, but I would love to meet him. I think he's pretty interesting.
I don't
would
think he's
ask
weird. I
him
think he's
weird
awesome.
shit just to try and out-weird him. Be like, what's your favorite cheese, bro? Do you
Toe
lift
jam.
that cheese?
Oh, wait.
Do you even lift, bro? It's Tarantino. Of course he doesn't lift.
So, did y'all see the trailer for Deadpool versus Wolverine?
No. I
I've
saw
not seen the newest one.
7 seconds of it, and then I was upset and didn't want to watch anymore.
Yeah, I've only seen teasers. I haven't seen the
Yeah,
actual
yeah.
It looks pretty
trailer.
Same.
cool. It really did. It does look pretty cool. I don't know that it will save the Marvel Universe, but
But why do you think the Marvel Universe needs to be saved? I don't think it needs to be saved. I think it's fine.
well, as far as storytelling, it probably doesn't. The problem is when the last one came out in Series 1, the Gauntlet series, people lost interest after that. That's what it is. I mean,
I certainly lost some interest after that.
Well,
but the big thing is they keep trying to outdo it or be bigger and badder and everything else like that, like with the end of Ant-Man, and I'm sure with Marvels or any of that other shit, but like there's always just giant CGI fights that they're paying, tens of millions of dollars for that none of us give a shit about, and we don't go to the theater to watch them. So when they spend that money on that CGI, and then they're not making the money back like they were with Iron Man that had only X amount of CGI.
Yeah, it was a great deal of it was practical effect.
Yeah.
but this goes back to my whole. But I say this goes. What you're saying right now, Graham, goes back to my whole problem with the DC universe, and what Warner Brothers runs into is because you have the issue of they're taking characters they've already brought out their huge characters, their blockbuster characters that everybody knows. Now they're expanding into other characters that aren't as well known, and I think that may be where they're running into a problem, because yes, they still make pretty good movies and they're pretty entertaining, but you're not as invested. Like the Eternals, is that what it was? The Eternals?
Yeah.
Had no clue about that entire series. None. I knew the Avengers. Everybody knows the freaking Avengers, but I have no idea who the Eternals were, and I didn't care who the Eternals were. And once you start getting into the whole, multiverse and different things going on, it gets a little muddled for me. So yeah, but I still think they're putting out decent movies. I just don't know if it's the subject matter is really what's killing
They're
me.
spending too much on them, man.
Maybe.
I'm telling you, dude. Like, if we looked at how much the first, like, the Phase 1 movies cost to make compared to what they're doing now, they're not making a profit because they're spending way too much when they need to be working on storytelling and practical effects.
Could be. All right, where are we at in our cigars here?
A little over half.
All right, yeah, we need
third.
to do another review. Yeah, Grim's got a longer one today, so halfway through, it's still drawing great. I mean, I have no issues with drawing this sucker, and it's holding together really well. No burn issues, no construction issues. It's a really pretty cigar too, the way it's wrapped. But I love the taste. I got the oaky finally taste I've never tasted really before or caught before. But I get what you're saying with the oaky taste. This does have an oaky taste to it, and I actually enjoy it. It's
Nice.
really good.
Which is
I
like
haven't
the
retro held
coffin
it yet.
which is like the coffin she was buried in Kill Bill 2. Bam.
Thank you. Right there.
God damn, I am awesome at this.
You don't think that was a pine box?
Zach, just go with it.
All right, fine.
I don't know.
Thank
He
you, Graham.
might have spent that extra because he was super excited to put her in the ground.
He was. How about you, Grimbles?
I'm at dinner with mine right now, and I don't think I'm going to let her buy a top shelf liquor. I think we're going to maybe get an appetizer, see where this goes.
All right. Fair enough. Rabierto.
This particular blend that came out of young Isaac Herrera's lab is actually very, very good. No aftertaste in the mouth. It's burning awesomely well. Intake and output, perfect. It's just, I like it.
All right. How about you, Zach?
No issues with burn or construction or draw or anything like that. It's all I would say better than average. So I don't know what all's in it, but I hadn't taken my turn to guess, so I'm gonna guess. I believe it is Ecuadorian something wrapper and Nicaraguan filler. Right now, it's not hidden as like a top cigar for me, but it's good. It's not. It feels kind of average, but good. Average of the premium cigars is usually pretty good. So
That works.
yeah, not knocking my socks off, but I'm not mad at it.
All right.
I am gonna look it up though.
Yeah, I'm going to give everybody the real backstory on mine too, because that's just not fair.
I feel like you can't beat Dan Cherry, so
But to be honest, like most cigars from Blackwork Studio, I don't think I've found a bad one yet. To be 100% honest. The other couple of that I've had, which to be fair, it's only been like 3 that I've smoked from Blackwork Studios, but I've liked all 3 of them.
Yeah, I haven't had anything that I didn't like from Blackworks. It is Ecuadorian wrapper.
Is it?
It's Habanero. I would have guessed like Connecticut or something like that, but it didn't quite taste like a Ecuadorian Connecticut to me. And it's Sumatra binder with Dominican Republic filler. So no Nicaraguan. I also didn't realize that this was a Caldwell cigar. This is a Caldwell Lost and Found,
Okay.
which is a brand I really enjoy. Although I don't know what the Lost and Found series is. I'm sure that Andy would know that.
It's still
Oh, and
lost.
by the way, Andy, as you can notice, Andy couldn't be with us here this week. He's traveling, so he's not available this week. So we're doing a short story for you. And if you do like our short stories, well, buddy,
Conversation went like this. Hey man, we're doing a podcast this weekend. What day? Sunday. Oh, I guess I'm not here Sunday. We'll do it Saturday, don't worry about it. I'm gone Saturday too, and every other day list.
so Andy took the inverted route. Unlike Graham just saying he quit, he just quit by omission.
You just stop showing up.
Just stop showing up.
We moved his stapler too many times.
Wait, which house is he burning down?
Hopefully none.
Well,
Let's hope.
your reference leads me to believe.
No. I burned down the building.
I burned this bitch to the ground. Oh yes, and I am pairing mine with the Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. Because I'm telling you,
Nice.
Dr. Pepper pairs with everything.
It does. Just all those flavors. One of the 23 is going to match up.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even two.
And it's choice.
So
I was pairing with an Abita root beer,
There
but
you
it's
go.
gone now.
Looks like Graham's got Powerade.
Mhm.
Ah,
Graham's
Dr.
got
Pepper.
Mountain Dew.
Voltage Mountain Dew. Even how does that
I thought-
pair? Wow, that would
horribly.
be like an extreme. I was about to say,
It does not pair well. I'm not proud of myself right now. Actually, if anything, I'm really disappointed in myself that I didn't make sure that there was cold beverages to drink before I came out here, and this was the only thing that was available.
So, after you finish your sentence, I want to say something about pairings.
I'm good. I don't have anything else.
Oh, okay. So, this past week, Andy and I went to a Romacraft event at the local cigar shop we tend to go to, the Tobacco House. And we were talking, Andy and I were talking to a couple that was there for the event. I believe it was Joe and Jennifer, I want to say. And Jennifer was saying that she wants to hear more information about cigar pairings. And I told her that I'm not very good at that, and I've definitely gotten some bad pairings before by accident. But that's a topic maybe we should explore in an episode. Do a little research and do some pairing stuff. But
as a matter of fact, that is in the lineup. We want to do
Cool.
Some episodes based on pairing, and we're going to bring our best foot forward and see if we can pair something with a cigar that we think might go well, and then try it out. If it goes well, great. If it goes awful, even better.
cool.
That's how we get followers if we vomit into the camera.
Pretty much. It's a shit.
Also, that event
was-
was fun. I won some cigars.
Nice.
Yeah, I heard you showed up late and you still won.
You got to be a baller.
Badly late.
I say that's how Zach rolls, though.
It's
Shoot.
not usually how I roll. Although the two recent events, this podcast and that cigar event, I'm not doing good on my record of showing up early for things.
This is a warning sign. We should be really paying attention.
Yeah, my rapid mental decline. Documented now.
What day is it? Do you smell toast?
And apologize if you hear a little bit of rain. It's starting to rain a little bit on us here. So we do it for you. We do it for you. And fabulous cigars.
I do it because Ben won't leave me alone about it.
It's less trouble to record a podcast than to deal with Ben badgering you about it.
100%.
Cool.
Yeah.
Just remember, if you ever want to quit the podcast, that's what you're looking at.
I will hound you. And Zach, you're going to be close enough to where I can hound you. It may be a day later, but I'm going to hound you.
Totally fine.
Ben's going to be on your doorstep. And he's going to be like, "Why don't you like the podcast, sir?" And you're going to be like really ready to tell him. And then you look down and he's got this small little blade in his palm. And you're like, "No, I love it. I love the podcast. And I'll be back on Sunday."
True story.
Yeah, that's happened. Somebody please help me.
And that'll be deleted.
We're not
And there was no evidence of that on the podcast.
Ever.
I'll sit there like at some convention and be like, "Hey, you see that episode where I talked about how Ben had me like hoodwinked in here?" And they'd be all like, "No," and I'd be like, "Oh my god, he did deleted shit."
Because we've already established that the talent, aka Grim, does not listen to the podcast. Doesn't watch it, doesn't listen to it, nothing.
I see the clips that show up on Facebook. It makes me happy from time to time, but you know, stuff I listen to is a little more metal. You know, a little more screamy. You know.
So you're saying you listen to mostly right-wing podcasts that are talking about politics?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Okay, that's all that.
That'd be funny. No, I meant Republican commentators. Someone's getting canceled right now.
I don't know, man. This cigar is doing it for me. It really is. Just like Kill Bill did.
That is a great two-parter movie.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about it before, but I just love that it's in two different styles.
Me too. And
it's really
I
like
do,
a handful more than that, you know?
It is, but I do agree with the studio's assessment that he need to break it up into two films and not make it one film, because if you try to do one film, I think some of that stuff would have been lost.
Yeah, I feel like they would have had to cut more of the movie to make it not 4.5 hours or whatever it would have ended up if you made it one movie. Yeah, agreed. I was pretty mad about it being two parts when the first part came out, because I really liked the first part and I wanted the second part right now. But in hindsight, I think it was a good move.
And so did the guy creating this.
Jesus God. Do you want me to call your wife and tell her that you're not coming anytime soon? Like, you got somebody else to entertain you?
Maybe. He didn't mean it.
See? Look, this is getting bad. This podcast is spiraling.
I mean, we've been spiraling since day one. I don't know what you're talking about.
Ben's gonna run off with a cigar. I'm gonna get canceled. Zach's looking at Robert's feet. Like, it's just weird.
Oh, shit.
How awful would it be if, like, for where we are now, with a couple of thousand followers we are, that I get, like, publicly fucking canceled? Like, before we even, like, take off or have any kind of, like, you know, status.
Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll pretend to make a podcast and still, you know, get Penny cigars, because we love Penny and her cigars.
Yeah, I love Penny.
We do love Penny.
Penny is the best.
That should be, like, its own little clip on Facebook. Grim says that we should love Penny via Facebook.
And the reason I bring up Penny on a non-Penny supplied show is actually Robert's cigar is supplied by Penny. That is a Penny cigar.
It is. I almost grabbed that one for this. I'm glad I didn't.
Well, you had a backup.
Yep.
Which means I'm glad you didn't, because I didn't.
He's like, I had a story
like,
just
yeah, let
for
me just
this
go.
cigar. That's it.
Robert's like, yeah, let me go swap out a cigar. Oh, wait. 30 minutes from
Oh,
home.
damn.
But speaking of things that happened this week, for some reason, there's this little gas station humidor that has been getting cigars that I don't see in my normal shops, and it's blowing my mind. Like, that's where I picked up this Killer Bee, because I don't see Killer Bees anywhere. I've seen them all over Facebook, and people talk, say they're great cigars. I don't find them. But this guy has them at his little shop. And he also had one called I think it's called a Cool Moose. And I've been seeing all those over socials. He's the only one that has them. Yeah, it's really weird that he's carrying stuff that I don't see in other, and it's not just like, niche, small. Well, I can't say niche because they're pretty big. Blackwork Studio is pretty big, but he also carries like Rocky Patels. He carries Gurkha. He carries, your staples.
Yeah.
But he also has the smaller ones, which I'm very proud of. I'm going to frequent his shop a little bit more because he does carry the stuff that I can't get anywhere else.
That's pretty cool. I know a lot of those little bar humidors, and I'm assuming this one also. They're usually like run by a shop that just they pay for space in the and they get money off the cigars that sell. But that's interesting that they got like kind of rare cigars in there that I've not seen those in any of those little bar humidors. Usually it's like a staple thing. It's like they've got a Fuente, they've got an Oliva, they've got maybe
Perdomo.
I don't know, Perdomo.
Well,
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, the brand recognition, the big brand recognition that somebody's going to go in there and be like, okay, I know who that is. I'm gonna grab that.
Right.
But that brings me to the point that maybe you should branch out from your local cigarist tobacco shop and explore some of these smaller places. Now you do have to be careful because they might not take care of the cigars as well as a cigar shop and things like this. But this guy does have the full-on cabinets with the individual humidors in them and everything like that. So he keeps them up.
Can you see the humidification level?
Yes. And each cabinet has its own humidification level. He did have it a little low. It was about 60. But, I mean, if you kept it 60 in that big of a humidor, good on you, man.
Right.
Especially if, since you're running it out of, like I said, a gas station. Not to put down gas stations, but sometimes we go to a gas station, man, they're dry as hell.
Right.
But
all they have is
I'd buy a
bananas.
cigar from Buc-ee's.
What was that, Grim?
I said I'd buy a cigar from Buc-ee's, like a Buc-ee's brand cigar.
No, but Buc-ee's would do it themselves. They'd be your own Buc-ee's cigar and have a big...
well maintained and priced appropriately, and it would be awesome.
But you'll also notice that they'll have tons of flavored cigars, and they're exact same flavors as the beef jerky.
Yeah. God, a steakhouse cigar?
Or the chips.
Or the chips. Or even the beaver nuggets.
My most recent visit to Buc-ee's, I bought all kinds of snacks, but I did notice that the flavor options are replicated in different snacks. Like we got pork rinds that had it was like chili lime, and then there was like corn chips that were chili lime, and then there was potato chips that were chili lime, and it was pretty good.
So once they got done with their run on one, they just started the next one. Like, all right, we're done with the cheese puffs. Let's go to the chips.
They're just like, we bought 685,100,000 gallons of this spice, put it on everything.
What about the
Distributed
fudge?
across the
What about
country.
fudge?
Oh,
The fudge?
yeah. Their fudge
I've never
is
had
good,
the
too.
fudge from there.
Oh my God, Buc-ee's fudge is like the reason you want to go to heaven. Like, you'll fucking kill yourself with just eating it. It's good.
Wow.
Oh, what's the worst with their fudge is you can go in there and buy a sample pack, and it has every single flavor they make in that sample pack,
Yeah.
and that'll get you in trouble.
To be fair,
Maybe
it
the
is
next
expensive.
Buc-ee's visit we'll do that.
It is kind of expensive, but compared to like getting the brisket or whatever and just having that, but
Yeah.
as a meaty treat rather than a chocolatey treat. But
their brisket is not the best I've ever had by a long stretch, but it's also not the worst. It's like consistently pretty good and very cheap for what you're getting. So I always get like a brisket sandwich or an egg brisket burrito or something when we're there.
Yeah, for your breakfast, yeah.
Yeah, we don't have
If you didn't know, people, Bucky does do breakfast.
They do. And it's good.
Which they do a brisket burrito as well. So
Yeah,
you can still
they
get
do.
brisket sticks.
It's going back to Zach saying, they have whatever they have in multiple forms.
For sure.
Buc-ee's.
But
We're looking for sponsors.
Yeah, Buc-ee's.
Woo!
Come on, Buc-ee's.
I'll promote your shit all day, Beaver.
yeah, I'll wear your hat, your shirt, your shorts, even your sandals on
I'll
camera.
tattoo
For
the on my
Zach.
forehead. I don't care.
Yeah,
Disclaimer, I will not
Bucky's
tattoo
tattoo right here.
Yeah.
So last year I went on a fishing trip down to Galveston, Texas, and that was the first time I'd seen anything that wasn't a giant Buc-ee's. Like they have a smaller Buc-ee's that just looks like a normal gas station that
What?
still has like 50% of the stuff in it. I don't know how they fit it in there.
They have way too much shit in their stores, man.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, that's why when you stop at Bucky's, it's going to be like an hour before you get out of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because everybody wants to go to their own little section.
We stopped at one of the larger ones in Houston, and they have like saltwater fishing gear. We bought some stuff to go fishing, and I was very impressed. It's like a sportsman shop plus everything else.
Yeah,
You get home decor,
Yeah.
clothing for babies.
Yep.
All that has the Bucky brand on it, but it's still clothing for babies.
I mean,
Yep.
they've got nice clothing too. I mean, they've got like Columbia and like all kinds of fishing and hunting gear. Nice stuff.
My mom gets
Expensive, but nice.
My mom gets the inflatable, like the blow up 6 foot like Bucky's or whatever for the holidays. And at one point in time, I was on my. I think it was after Halloween. We went up to Memphis last year, and I was like, "They got one for Thanksgiving or whatever." And my mom was like, "Oh, seriously, just buy it." I'm like, "What?" She was like, "I need it." You're not even here. You can't have it.
my mom's the same way with her shirts. If they have one of the holiday shirts, you have to
Yeah.
grab one for her because she has like one for every holiday.
We finally
That's
stopped
nice.
buying them. We finally stopped.
Oh, and by the way, this episode brought to you by Buc-ee's, the Wal-Mart of gas stations.
I already tried to
I
get
mean,
your love.
It's a great place to stop for gas and lunch.
And they sell
Everything in
gas
between.
too.
And a grill.
Hey,
They have grills in their lobbies.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You could go on an inadvertent fishing trip just stopping at a Buc-ee's. Because you can go in there,
For sure.
get everything you need to fish, get everything to cook it, get all the apparel, to go with it, and walk
Yeah.
out the store and be like, all right, I guess we're going fishing now.
And then forget to get
Gonna go hang out with the Beavers.
the gas.
Yeah, and then forget the gas. All right, mine is starting to hurt, and I can't put it down, but I'm about done. How about everybody else?
Yeah, mine's about done.
I know Grim's probably on like half. Yeah, you got a good bit. You want to review it anyway?
I don't give a shit.
Okay. All right. One more good puff. Consistent cigar. I've enjoyed it start to finish. From light up, I can't explain how well the draw on this thing is. It's like there is no resistance whatsoever. It's going through like as it should, and I've tasted everything it's given me, and I've loved it. No construction issues. It's made very well. Tastes very good. And to give you the real story behind this cigar, there is no mention of his love of Kill Bill in the description of the cigar, so I think that's complete fallacy. He's lying about it. He just doesn't want to admit that's where his, inspiration came for this. But it is a little on the medium to heavy side, so I like it. Not that I don't like lighter cigars, but I do like the medium heavy a little bit more. It's definitely a Maduro wrapper, Nicaraguan origin. Binder Nicaraguan, fillers Nicaraguan, so I actually did nail that one. The only thing I did lie about is I have no idea if Kill Bill was filmed in Nicaragua. I just made that connection automatically because the whole scene where she goes visits the dude. Well, she was visiting the dude in a jungle. And I'm like, I think they have jungles in Nicaragua. Let's tie this in.
I bet you they do.
The memory of Dan Cherry is super pissed at you right now because we told a truly factual story with no fibs at all for the good of the podcast.
I mean, I could go look it up. I just said I haven't fact checked that part, so it's possible he did film in Nicaragua, and that's why he picked Nicaraguan. Still can hold true, but giving it a rating, I'm gonna have to give it so 4.75.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Okay.
it's that good. I would recommend it. I'll if I find another one, I'm gonna grab it. It's that good. So thank you, Little Shop, connected to the gas station. I don't remember the name of the shop because I think it was just Smoke and Vape, but it's good. I really like it. How about you, Grim?
You know what? I just dropped my date off. I didn't really, get into it all too much. I was just like, it was nice. Catch you later. And she was all like, are you gonna call me again? And I was all like, nah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's all right. The draw on it was really rough. Like even now I'm getting towards the end of it, and it's still just like it's sucking on concrete, man. It's fucking rough.
That's not good.
Yeah, and because I'm not pulling any, I'm not getting that great of a flavor profile from it, or any flavor really. I just kind of just getting most of the smoke, so like the smoky flavor, not anything that went along with the other cigars that we've had from this brand here recently, because we did cigar shop stuff. But I have no idea where this cigar came from, and I'm probably not going to look up.
Wow.
Thank you for your honesty.
I try to have that one moment where Ben can be like, all right, that's the bumper.
Wow.
That's the bumper.
Wow. Well, to give a little bit of background to his cigar that he is smoking right now, if this is the right one, it's a Connecticut broadleaf wrapper. It is a Nicaraguan binder, Nicaraguan filler. And I see nothing about dating or anything like that being a date cigar. So
I did say it was Ecuadorian, so now I feel like I may have gotten a little bit of Dan's life wrong.
damn it, Graham. Damn it. How about you, Robert?
Okay, so it was an awesome cigar, and I looked it up from the Drew Estate website, and it wasn't Isaac Herrera, it's actually Willie Herrera, and he was the newest member of the tobacco blending community, and they basically gave him the keys to the tobacco and said, go create a blend. The thing I find rather interesting is he had all the tobacco blends to choose from, had all their tobaccos, and he blended this. So I wasn't far off. Wasn't exactly his wife, but yeah, like I said, it smoked great all the way down. Actually, still smoking great. 4.8.
Wow.
Because I will have more of these. I like these.
It's
Nice.
a solid cigar, I will admit. It's a good cigar. And Zach.
I left my pick inside, so I'm using my knife.
Go there, John Rambo.
As the cigar burned down, it intensified quite a bit and went from being kind of I would call like medium mild to maybe medium full, and I liked it a lot more. Like the last third here has been pretty good. I would say it went from being like a 3 to maybe a 3.75. I'm gonna call it a 3.75.
Okay.
It's pretty good. I would have it again based on where it's at now.
Yeah. I said, it's a pretty good cigar. I've had that one before, and I did like it too. So, as usual, everyone, please, follow us on our socials. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on Threads, we're on YouTube. We're out there pretty much on the socials. So please follow us, like us, say hello to us, talk to us. If you have questions, send us questions. We'll try to answer them. We'll answer them on the podcast. But we do enjoy doing this for y'all. We enjoy, the brotherhood of the leaf, the sisterhood of the leaf. So, get out there, talk with us, and have fun with us in the back porch lounge. Grab your favorite cigar, smoke with us. That's the whole point of this podcast. So, on that note, I want to say good night.
Good night.
Good night.